Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today. I'm out walking the island right now, and the tide's up. It's nice. It's beautiful. Warm day. Just fantastic. And there is so much to cover in the economy, but there's not a care in the world, guys, because we just got the job numbers in and there's nothing to worry about. Everything's perfect in our country right now when it comes to business. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you get notified of everything we're doing. And today we have a sponsor to this video, Patriot Gold, which I will talk about a little bit later. When they announced the job numbers yesterday, it was unbelievable. We had an anticipation that to be 185,000 jobs, which I thought, there's no way it hit that high. I was wrong. It was 517,000 jobs were added last month. Unbelievable, guys. It was a blowout month. It was the best. Unemployment is the lowest it's been in 56 years. 56 years of unemployment. If you believe that, you are kidding yourself right now. Nothing is as it is. Nothing is as we're being told. It's a layoff festival right now with all these different companies. And all these jobs are added in hospitality, baristas, hotels, everything like that. Yes, there were jobs added. There's always jobs added every month. Okay? People lose their job, they go get a new job. That happens all of the time right now. With that, there is no way there were 517,000 jobs. I do not believe that unemployment is at 3.4%, and you can believe it all you want, but it's just not that low. With that being said, think about this. Google, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, they have spent so much money on their buyouts right now. Think about this. It's $4.7 billion on their buyout packages for letting people go. So think about how bad the world is, that it's worth spending almost $5 billion to get rid of employees, that cost is better than keeping the people around because you're going to lose even more money, but the economy is doing great. I have people that write me and tell me how stupid I am and that the economy is great and my channel is finished because everything's going well right now. Just ran into Lisa, who is currently looking for a job. She's a subscriber, but she's at her own pace, looking for a house, looking to change careers, but not a rush to go out and get something new. You're going to see more and more people in that position right now. I want the right gig. I don't want to just work for somebody, because there's two types of people. There's people that need to pay the light bill and people that don't need to pay the light bill. With that being said, there are a lot of people out there that just want it to be good all the way around. And it's not, guys. It just really is not. The economy as a whole is very difficult right now. When you see these companies like Microsoft and Google and everybody else going out and getting these huge packages to let people go, there is something to say about that. It's very, very telling that they're doing this right now. So I want you guys to let me know what you think. Tell me, is this a good time right now? Because I don't think it is. I do not believe for a second that our unemployment is that low. I just don't. I just think that people like me, I'm not counted anymore. People like Lisa that I just met, she's not counted anymore. And there's a lot of people that just are like, nah, I'm gonna find the right thing before I do anything again. One thing that COVID taught us was, people are sick of working for the wrong people. And that's very, very telling. It just, is it worth the money? No, I'll leave. People want the right packages. People want the right incentives to go back to work, to go back to the office especially. Talking to a friend of mine who has to go back 3 days a week now. He said, Dan, it's just an exercise. Now she's a successful marketing director, self-starter, but they want her back in the office. They want to see her face. They want her to have, to sit there by herself and work by herself, which is nuts. So very interesting times right now, to say the least. Big white doggy. Okay, so share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Let me know what you're thinking about this. With the fake job numbers, there's also people that got fake diplomas. Think about this. It is anticipated that there were 7,800 nurses that bought their degrees from Sacred Heart College and Siena College. They paid $10,000 to $25,000. Didn't attend a day of school. You know, think about it. How would you like them to draw your blood or be your cancer nurse? How about that? They just arrested 25 people in this scheme where they think that they raised $100 million, ripping people off and talking, talking it up that you could, hey, you can get a degree online, you become a nurse. I don't know about you, but nurses do all the work, guys. Nurses do more work than doctors do, unless they're surgeons. So it is absolutely tragic to think that these people went out there, bought fake degrees, and are working with patients right now. It's disturbing to think about this. It is anticipated that the majority of these people went to, of all places, Georgia. So if you're in Georgia, ask where your nurse came from.
That's a huge part of it.
No one ever sits there and says to the nurse, hey, where'd you go to school at? I would start doing that right now. So it is absolutely unbelievable that this many people did this, but 2,800 of them, they think, went to Georgia. They are looking for thousands of them. But it was funny. I knew a woman that was in my building once that did tattooing. She did makeup tattooing. She bought her doctorate online, so people would call her doctor when she did the makeup tattooing, you know, eyebrows and the eyelids and things like that. So she's working on with a tattoo gun, but you're going to call her doctor, which I always thought was insane, and we would joke about it. But this happens all the time, guys. It really does. So have you guys ever seen this? You ever, bought your doctorate, or, it would be great to have like 40 degrees, but these people did this. I think it's absolutely insane. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. One thing people need to look at is their health insurance. And I found a great story about Medi-Cal here in California. And they anticipate there's 3 million people that in April are going to lose their medical insurance because all the COVID giveaways are officially done at that point. And people need to start applying now if they are low income, if they have a fixed income, if they don't make a lot of money. Here's the thing. People think, oh, I'm not in that area. I don't qualify for that. You need to look at that stuff, because here's the thing. As a single dad, when my daughter was going through college, the benefits that she got with me being a single father were insane. It was unbelievable. It really was. And the one thing that they thought they were jabbing me on in my divorce was they gave my son, who was much younger than Amanda, 3 years younger, they gave that to my ex-wife, and I got the tax advantages for Amanda. And they changed that. Obamacare changed all the different insurance and things like that. But you need to look into this for your state and see what you qualify for. And also just look at the renewals for this stuff, because people don't pay attention to it. They don't pay attention to their car insurance. They don't pay attention to their homeowner's policy. They just pay it and write a check. And the people that are out there that are not getting these benefits, you got to look into it, regardless of what state you're in, whether you're here in California or you're any place else. Look at what's out there and make sure you're getting the coverage, because it leads to the second thing, and that is, how much is private nurses to have them a week? Well, the article I found says it's $3,000 a week, which it's not. I can tell you that. What would it cost for you to get sick and stay at your home, or get care, long-term care? A friend of mine was telling me a story about their dad and how they were trying to get him long-term care, which he desperately needed, and it took 3 months, 6 months to have it kick in. You need to look into this and figure out if this is something that you have, because, oh, I have hospice care, Dan, and they're going to take care of everything. They supply a bed, guys, okay? And the drugs to administer, the drugs that they give you to administer, you better have somebody qualified to give that. And I could go on for a day and a half about this. So look at everything in your life. Look at the homeowner's policy. Look at the renter's policy, all that stuff. And if you don't have renter's insurance, you're a fool. That's the cheapest insurance by far of anything else out there. So let me know what you guys are thinking about this. Let me know if this has affected any of you as well. Once again, the conflicting stories that we're getting about the economy, especially the global economy. Let's look at the UK real quick. We have not seen a contraction of business in the UK since 2009. You're seeing more businesses go into bankruptcy and default on loans than ever before. It is costing more money for everything in the UK. To borrow money, energy, employees, supplies, everything is costing more money all the way around. With the interest rate rise this week, it's going to continue, and you're going to see more and more businesses affected by this. But you're seeing more and more people go into receivership and shutting down and liquidating than ever before. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. This is the thing. If you had it just in hospitality, if you had it just in retail, it is in manufacturing, it is in service companies, it is in companies that install things, companies that make things. It's a little bit of everybody from the research for it. But people don't want to look at that. People don't want to sit there and say, oh, this is kind of a concern. People just want to talk about how great it is. With the job numbers this week, there's a great article below about how they're saying, hey, wait a second, maybe the Fed should lower interest rates at this point. How is that going to happen, guys? I just don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. The problem with real estate is that they lowered prices so much, so low, that it made it that things were free. And you could get much more house than people could afford, which then drove prices up. And you can sit down and you can tell me that's not how it happened, or you can make up some other excuse. But this is exactly what happened when it came to real estate. The crew, they're practicing right now, rowing as they come by me right now. It's always neat. You see the coaches. So, but what do you guys think about this? The other thing is money supply. The money supply right now is dropping right now, which is making the buying power less. Well, is it inflation or is it buying power? Great article below about how the energy problem, energy shortage, right here in the United States, it's not a problem. It's secure right now for the winter. We think that things will be good. It's ridiculous, guys. It's not good. But look at things as a whole. Look at things in a realistic manner with both eyes open. Don't just squint and it's going to be okay. No, it's not. You've got to sit there and you've got to be realistic with everything, but get yourself out of debt. More Americans right now are borrowing money at the fastest pace ever. Almost $1 trillion worth of credit card debt. $980 billion worth of credit card debt right now. Why? What are you guys buying right now? I'm not buying anything. Talking to the banks this week and having them tell me that, oh yeah, people are desperate. People are trying to get their credit limits raised. You're going to see a massive shutdown on this. And when the central bank digital dollar gets released, it's going to completely eliminate all our freedom. Think about this, the freedom to take cash out of your pocket and go buy whatever you want. And by the way, it's none of your business what people buy. Think about that. You then tie that to the Fed and to central banks, you have zero freedom. None at all. Your shopping will be done. It will be tracked. Your purchasing will be tracked. How you run your business, where you go, what you do. If you're a gun enthusiast, you guys are done. I'm gonna cut you off because I don't like it. Oh, you sure do like fast food a lot, you fat ass. Cut it off, okay? I think I'm kidding, guys. They're gonna monitor people's health with this. Mark my words on this. And it's going to be zero freedom, okay? Speaking of zero freedom, how about these weather balloons floating over the United States, okay? Clearly I'm not in charge, okay? Or something would be done about that. That's all I gotta say. realistic approach to children. One thing that's great is talking to friends that have kids my age, and it would be a different world right now with us raising if my kids were in elementary school, wouldn't be going the way it's going right now. That's all I gotta say. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. Let me know what you think about this. All I hear is everything is going up. All I hear about is insurance costs. All I hear about is car registration fees going up around the country. Now, some states like Arizona are insane where you can register your car for, it seems like 30 years. And yes, I'm exaggerating, but share your thoughts on that stuff, guys. There was a trial that ended this week in regards to Elon Musk talking about taking Tesla private at $420 a share a few years back. And there was a shareholder lawsuit, went all the way to trial, guys. Couldn't settle it, couldn't get it out of court, went all the way to trial. And this week he was found not liable for that. Think of the millions of dollars wasted on that because of this guy's tweet. If you don't think that the public persona of certain people gets amplified and gets messed with, there's a perfect example of it. Yes, he's the richest man in the world, but even that couldn't be settled out of court. So there are millions of dollars that were wasted on this. It will be interesting to see if he wins attorney's fees against the other side, if that's possible. And these guys are broke. They'll have nothing, and he will get nothing, and it'll just be a mess. Now, one thing that happened with the last, pay back better, build back better, inflation reduction shenanigans, whatever you want to call that scam that was just signed, is that they got rid of certain EV taxes. Well, they just made a change to certain EV taxes where you can get a $7,500 credit. Originally, it was supposed to be for only cars made here in the United States would you get the credit, the $7,500. Now, if the car was partially assembled here, you can get the $7,500 credit. So you have to look at the list. There's a great article below around that. If you want to waste money on an EV car, you can do that. The next thing is artificial intelligence, how it's going to change jobs right now. ChatGPT is a site that's absolutely amazing that we've used for so much stuff, and my team is just really on top of it right now. But artificial intelligence is going to change so many things, and so much so it's affecting Google right now that one of the founders has gone back to Google to work there full time. There's a great article below about how it's going to change white collar workers. You're going to see entire industries lose people. So talking about saving money, talking about people losing their jobs right now, it's going to happen. It's going to happen big time as a result of this. You're going to see more and more things be eliminated because an AI robot will make decisions for you. I personally don't like that. I personally don't like having things written by somebody. I like somebody's, flair. I like somebody's personality to show up in an article, in a video, in different places. It's very boring to sit there and to have these things written for you and not have any of your own personality put into it. And that's very interesting. But when it comes to marketing contracts, when it comes to certain legal documents, certain things like that, yeah, it's gonna kill certain professions. Different people that are legal assistants, done, goodbye. You don't need them right now. Why? You can generate a draft for the contract in 20 minutes with Chat GPT. Why do you need to pay somebody $75,000 a year to do that for you? You just don't. So these people need to learn that. And again, like I talked about in a previous video, there's a blog post company that wanted to do articles based on every video, and they needed 30 a month at $200 a piece. So I would spend $200. I can have AI do that for free. So share your thoughts on this stuff. I think that this is going to revolutionize and change things. No, it's not going to fix automobiles. No, it's not going to replace mechanics that work on airplanes and things like that, and your plumber for that matter, but it's going to revolutionize certain things that we do on a regular basis. So, look into it. Look at recipes for this stuff. It's fascinating what you can do with AI right now. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. Have you guys ever wanted to take a vacation and go to one of those theme places where you get the experience like Star Trek. How about Star Wars? There is a Star Wars themed hotel that's owned by Disney where I'm like, wow, you'd have to be a really nerdy person to want to do that. Big fan. How about $5,000 a night? $5,000 a night for this. These places are horrible. They've gotten horrible reviews. They've called them windowless bunkers, okay? It's like like the battleships, and you stay in these places. Couples, which I thought was funny that they would say this, because want to know why your wife left you? Okay? Because you booked a $5,000 a night hotel for Star Wars. But wait, there's lightsaber training and there's different training. You get to interact with the Star Wars characters. Again, your wife doesn't want to sit in a bathing suit and lay on the beach and get a massage. She wants to play Star Wars with you. And again, the divorce, that's how the divorce happened. Remember that. Prices can go up to 20 grand a night. $20,000. Crazy. Okay? Honda just issued a warning that there are 8,500 cars out there that should not be driven right now. Certain Hondas, certain Acuras, 2001 to 2003s, that they have Takata airbags that could explode and people could die. So they haven't been replaced yet, and they say the cars should never be driven. Nobody should ever drive these cars, which is crazy when you think about that. So have you had a recall like that that's that dangerous? Okay? Let me know, guys. Final couple stories. Have you guys ever been to a store, like a convenience store, like a 7-Eleven, Circle K, around lunchtime, and they say, hey, no backpacks in the store for the kids coming out of stores because they don't want to get ripped off, only 3 students at a time, things like that. Have you ever seen that? Greensboro, North Carolina, Walgreens is starting a trend where women cannot bring purses or bags in the stores. Leave your stuff in the car. Just bring your form of payment in the store with you, because they're so sick of getting ripped off for small items like razor blades, toothpaste, things like that, hair products. So this is going to infuriate people. It really will. Final story. Guess what, guys? Just in time for Super Bowl, guacamole is going to be cheaper. Chicken wings will be cheaper. They say that chicken will drop in price, as it has since the 1st of February, and so will avocados, and you'll be able to have an inexpensive Super Bowl party that nobody will come to because you're serving chicken wings and guacamole, okay? Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.